Andrew Tate is now a name no different than Voldemort. The only difference is the nose, and him being shunned from the internet. We all know that the Paul brothers are addicted to controversies, with both of them canceled at least twice over major problematic things, so it's no surprise that they challenged the former kickboxer to a match in the ring. But now Logan, the older brother, doesn't want to, and we're here to tell you why. First up, how and when did this even happen? Andrew Tate shot to fame this year with his misogynistic and extreme opinions, which garnered him a huge following all over social media. But while he's known as the resident devil's advocate, he's also a professional kickboxer who claims to have had 87 fights with only 9 losses. Both the Paul brothers started boxing when Logan was canceled for his Japan video. He appeared in a match with KSI, reviving the YouTuber's career. The younger brothers fought each other as well. Since then, Logan managed to bag a huge fight with Floyd Mayweather, while Jake took boxing more seriously and started training to become a professional boxer. Currently, Logan is signed with WWF, while Jake is challenging Conor McGregor. So it's safe to say that they're all fighters in some way. The current beef actually started with Tate calling out Jake with a $3 million offer in 2020, right when the Paul brothers were starting to box. Jake said in a podcast that he was always receiving fight offers, but had no idea who Tate was at the time. But now, with his rise to fame, this has become a huge possibility. If you're controversial, famous, and rich, the Paul brothers will find a way to attach themselves to you. Recently, drama show host Keemstar reported that Jake is aiming for a fight with the former kickboxer after his bout with Hasim Rahman Jr. didn't happen. But Tate had confirmed that there's no official talk between the two teams of any such fight, although it might be possible soon. In one way or another, it was highly expected for them to fight, especially with what happened in the last month. Next, there was an official call-out by Logan, and Tate responded. Now that Tate's fame was at its peak, even if it wasn't a positive one, the Paul brothers both appeared to take an interest in the 35-year-old. The back and forth got Tate to respond, saying that he'll offer Logan a $5 million Bugatti at his doorstep if he wants the fight so bad. He also pointed out that Logan's now a wrestler, not a boxer, referring to his new contract with WWE. Soon after, both the brothers appeared on Logan's podcast to discuss the situation. Logan referred to Tate speaking down on Jake. Out of brotherly love, he asked Jake's blessing if he could beat the crap out of the infamous athlete. The younger brother was quick to say that Logan should fight him, and if he doesn't ruin Tate, then Jake will step in to fight. The owner of Hustlers University had claimed that he could take down Jake easily, having major experience. They continued to tease Tate, saying that because he's an alpha male, he wouldn't fight either of them because his loss would be career-ending, and no one wants to risk that. Logan came out to say that his team is skeptical though, because Tate might not even be relevant next year, and the Paul brothers only fight those who remain problematic for longer than a few months. This sparked a lot of talk about who would actually win if they did have a fight. While Logan is popular, he doesn't have a background in the boxing field. His brief career ended with 3 fights as he moved on to wrestling. On the other hand, Tate has won a championship and knocked out kickboxers in the ring. So did Logan back out because he's afraid, or is there another reason? Moving on, let's look into why Logan said he won't fight him. Logan opened up that he's no longer interested in the fight with Tate, even though he was the one to beg Jake for it just weeks earlier. He admits that he wanted to fight, watching Jake and KSI gain all this traction, and he knew it'd make a viral video. His team wasn't entirely on board, so the video didn't go up, and soon after, Tate got banned. He doesn't want to give him a platform to gain more exposure or risk him getting the limelight. A fight with him doesn't outweigh the problems he's created, possibly the smartest decision. He continued to ask others to not give the problematic athlete their spaces. Tate's agendas and opinions are already pretty controversial, and the effect could be much more dangerous over time. Some fans think that Logan might have dropped out because he's banned, and it would put him in a light that there would be no recovering from. Either way, we're happy he called it off and held a meaningful conversation. Next up, what does Logan think of Tate's antics? Logan then dove into why platforms have erased his name. He said that while platforms want to earn money, they do have a bottom line, and Tate hit way below. Logan acknowledged that he was once canceled and made smarter decisions, but he said that the former influencer makes money out of dumb, impressionable men, referring to how Tate earns well by scamming men and spreading an idea that he himself doesn't follow. Logan also discussed that TikTok is dangerous for such views because he noticed a change with the crowd spreading hate similar to Tate now. He called it the anti-woke agenda that has mostly young men making extremely poor jokes towards women. The two brothers ended the podcast to say that everyone has a redemption arc, with 2 out of 3 of the hosts being previously problematic. So naturally, they believe that if Andrew Tate was to change and become better, they could consider engaging him. But the way he is right now, they don't want him to be online. Neither do we. Now, moving on to other news. Andrew Tate has responded to the internet after the ban. All major platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook have come together to kick off Tate for violating their policies. His fame rose dramatically in 2022 when his problematic statements went viral. Researchers claim that this was a marketing strategy to gain followers, and Tate believes it was just his humor, but no one believes that. The infamous misogynist then came out with an hour-long video where he essentially gave a sob story to avoid accountability, but the evidence against him and his violent actions in the past prove that his words weren't just a gimmick. He told Fox News that he was banned simply because he had a huge part of the population agreeing to very traditional values. He thinks his fast cars, big house, money, and girlfriend led him to be banned. Again, no one believes that. His agendas weren't traditional but dangerous. His statements about dating younger women to be the first to have them, causing bodily harm, rape victims bearing some responsibility, and moving to Romania to reduce chances of assault are what led him to be banned. Next up, a UFC veteran claims he almost broke Logan's jaw. The Paul brothers started training for boxing in 2018 when they were to face KSI and Deji in the ring. To train, they hired many big names in the boxing world, such as the coach Milton LaCroix and the highly rated UFC fighter Sam Alvey. Alvey opened up to the MMA Hour, saying that he sparred with Logan to help him for his first fight. He said that he met through their boxing coach and had fun in the ring with Logan, although he wasn't a fan of Jake calling him a douche. Can't say we haven't heard that before. He said that he wanted to carry Logan and be a training partner, but the older Paul kept getting hit and at one point fell back. The athlete said he almost broke his jaw. He was supposed to fight Jake too, but after Logan, he wouldn't even step up even after Alvey agreed to go easy on him. After that, he was never invited back. Last up, who will Logan fight if not Tate? Boxing has become a commercial sport, with YouTubers now training and fighting in the ring. KSI recently defeated 2 opponents in one night. Crazy. Just like KSI, the Paul brothers are now known for boxing as well. The older brother Logan started a podcast and now wrestles, but the star stated that he'd like to get back in the ring. He first proposed to Tate, but that fell out, as we all saw. Dylan Dennis is a big name in the jiu-jitsu world and hasn't fought in MMA for more than 3 years. Logan and Dylan openly hate each other and have agreed to a fight in the Prime Squad by KSI in January. They both went back and forth on Twitter, confirming their fight, hoping to defeat the other. Although the Maverick signed a deal with WWE earlier this year, there must be enough money in the fight to motivate him to take time away from his now busy wrestling life. We're excited either way. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think of Logan backing out? And do you agree with what he said? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one.